What's up everyone? Joseph here. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the grammar that is on page 65 of the book. That's page 65 of unit 10. We're going to be talking about the present perfect and also about already and yet. So before I begin, um, I'm going to make a suggestion. This topic might be a little bit confusing for some people. Um, so I suggest that you go and look for the definition of the present perfect in Spanish, so you have a better idea of what present perfect is. Uh, just the definition and maybe some examples. The present perfect is uh, similar in Spanish and in English. They have some similarities, not everything, but they have some similarities, and it can help you with this class. So let's begin. We use the present perfect with past actions when the exact time is not important. So I repeat, we use the present perfect with past actions when the exact time is not important. For example, Carlos came here last week. Carlos came here last week. This is uh, the simple past. Carlos came here last week. As you can see, it has the structure of simple past. Uh, and we are being specific. When did Carlos came here? Or he came here last week. He has been to the park. He has been to the park. So we are saying that Carlos went to the park. When? Well, we don't know, and it's not important. What the important thing that we want to communicate is that Carlos has been to the park. It doesn't matter the time, it doesn't matter the day. If it was yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, it doesn't matter. So, last week, this is the time stamp. Last week, Carlos came. And this is today. We are here today. And Carlos has been to the park. What day or time is this? We don't care what day or time it is. What we want to communicate is that Carlos has been to the park. That's what's important. Carlos went to the park sometime in the past week. We don't know the exact time, and it's not important. So, the difference between this and the simple past is that with the simple past, we are specific as to when the action happened. For example, I liked yesterday's party. When did the party happen? Yesterday. The party was yesterday. So, with the simple past, we can be specific. We have to be specific, or we have to know when the thing happened to use the simple past. For example, let's check out the answer here. Here we are being specific. I liked yesterday's party. And person B says, yes, the party was great. The second sentence here, we don't say it was yesterday because it's not necessary. Because the first person already stated that the party was yesterday. So we don't have to repeat again that the party was yesterday. So we can use the simple past here. We don't have to say, yes, the party yesterday was great. No, we don't have to do that. We just have to say, yes, the party was great. And we can still use the simple past. But with the present perfect, we don't specify when the action happened. We just say that it happened from one time from one moment before until now, between a moment in the past and today. So a little bit of a reminder. We explained this on the last video. A participle is a word formed from a verb and used as an adjective or a noun. We already know about the present participle. We saw that on the last video. The past participles are the same as the past form of the verb. So it's the same as the past form of the verb. But be careful, there are irregular past participles as well. So just as in the simple past form of the verb, there are regular and irregular participles. There are regular and irregular past participles. Let's see some examples. With regular verbs, investigate, investigated, save, saved, saved, play, played. As you can see, they follow the same rules as the past, the simple past form of the verb. But with irregular verbs, it's different. Irregular verbs are different from the simple past form. So with irregular verbs, we have eat, eaten, be, been, go, gone. This is the the normal form, and this is the past participle form. As you remember, it's the past form of these verbs is ate. In this case, I'm sorry, ate. For be is was or were, and for go it's went. This is the past form of the verbs. And this is the past participle of the verb. So it's something else you have to dedicate yourself to learn. So let me erase this. So if you don't remember how to form the past form of the verb, here is the link of the video. I'm gonna link I am going to link the video in this place, I believe, or this place. I don't know. I don't remember where YouTube puts the links that we share. So the structure to form affirmative present perfect sentences. The structure is like this: the subject, the auxiliary have or has, the past participle, and the complement. So let's see some examples. I, the subject, have the auxiliary, seen. This is the past participle of see. That movie before. So you are saying that you saw that movie in the past, but you are not being specific as when you saw the movie. I have seen that movie before. So when could the person have seen the movie? Oh, the person could have seen the movie the day that it went out on the theaters, on the movie cinemas. Or he could have seen it yesterday. In that period of time, the person saw the movie. When? You don't know, and it's not important. You just want to say that the person saw the movie. You just want to say that I saw the movie. You don't want to say when. She has worked at that company. She, the subject, has the auxiliary, worked, the past participle of work, at that company. When did she work at that company? It's not important. You just want to communicate that the person the person worked at the company, excuse me. You just want to say that she worked at that company. When? It's not important. You've been to Santo Domingo this year. uh, you might be confused because we are being specific this year, but you don't know what month or what day. So, even though you are saying that you're being a little bit specific about when the person went to Santo Domingo, you you are not being specific about the month or the the day. If you mention a measure of time that is bigger than another measure like minutes or hours or days or months, then you can use the present perfect with it. For example, this year, the measure of time years have smaller measures inside. The year has months, the year has days, years have hours, years have minutes. So you can say you've been to Santo Domingo this year, but year have months. So you would be saying that the person went to in a specific month, but you are not saying when. So let's continue. He's already played that game at the video game club. He's already played that game at the video game club. He, the subject, the the auxiliary. This is an extra word, an adverb. Remember, we can use adverbs to modify uh, some verbs or some participles. He's already played that game at the video game club. Um, you might have noticed this, you've and his. This is the contraction of you have and he has. So these are the contraction of these auxiliaries and these subjects. I've is I have. You've is you have. His is he has. She's means she has. It's means it has. We've means we have. They've means they have. Hasn't means has not. And haven't means have not. So let's check the structure for negative statements. The subject have or has plus not plus past participle plus the complement. So I haven't seen that movie yet. I haven't seen that movie yet. The subject I have here, the auxiliary, and T representing not, seen the past participle. That movie yet. This is the complement. So that means that uh, from the moment the movie came into existence until now, then you haven't seen that movie in that period of time. And she hasn't worked at that company. She hasn't worked at that company. You're saying that the person has never worked at that company. Never ever. You've not been to Santo Domingo this year. So you're saying that the person hasn't gone to Santo Domingo in this year. He's not played that game at the video game club. So again, he, the subject, the the auxiliary has constructed and not played the past participle and the complement here. So there are two forms of contraction for the negative form. You can say I haven't or I've not. You haven't, you've not, he hasn't, he's not, she hasn't, she's not, it hasn't, it's not, we haven't, we've not, and they haven't, and they've not. And you might be thinking, well, how do we know if this means is And or if this means has, well, we have a structure here. If you see a past participle after the s, then you are using the present perfect. As you can see, here, he's already played. We are using the past participle after the s, so we're using the present perfect. So let's continue. A structure for yes and no questions. The auxiliary have and has go before they go before the subject. And then you write the past participle and the complement. For example, have you seen that movie? Have you seen that movie? And the auxiliary have, you the subject, seen the past participle, that movie, and the complement. Has she worked at the company? Has she worked at that company? Excuse me. Has the subject, she worked, past participle, at that company, the complement. Um, have you been to Santo Domingo? Have you been to Santo Domingo yet? Has he played that game before? And again, the same structure. Has the subject, the past participle, and the complement. And the short answers for these questions. If you want to answer with a short answer, this is the way. The positive short answer, yes. Subject plus have or has, the auxiliary. For example, yes, I have. Yes, Maria has. The negative form, no. The subject, have or not. I mean, have or has. Have or has. No, subject plus have or has plus not. No, I haven't. No, Maria hasn't. Okay, so let's continue with the structure for WH questions. The structure for WH questions is WH word, have or has, plus the subject, plus the past participle, plus the complement. For example, what have you seen recently? What, the WH word, have the auxiliary, you, the subject, seen, the past participle, and the complement recently. Where has she worked? Where, WH, the auxiliary has, she, the subject, worked, the past participle. How have you been? Same structure. And we have some answers here for these questions. I have seen Star Wars and a blind place. What have you seen recently? I have seen Star Wars and a blind place. She has worked at that company. You're saying that the person worked at that company before. When? It doesn't matter. I've been great. You're saying that you have been great in the period of time. You're not being specific. Just in the period. And so now let's see a brief explanation of yet and already. We use yet as an adverb to refer to a time which starts in the past and continue until the present, until the moment you are speaking. We use it mostly in negative statements or questions in the present perfect. Yet goes at the end of the present perfect questions and at the end of negative statements. When we use yet in negative statements, it shows that an event is expected to happen in the future. So, Jason hasn't called yet. Jason hasn't called yet. What does that mean? That Jason hasn't called, but you are expecting him to call at some moment later. It's because you are expecting him to call. Let's write this, call. It's more specific. Because you are expecting him to call you. Jason hasn't called yet. You're not being specific as when he should have called, and you're also saying that he must call later. I haven't seen I haven't seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit yet. This is a movie. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? This is a movie. Let's write something. Let's write Alien. The movie Alien is a great movie if you haven't seen it. But it's better for our example. I haven't seen Alien yet. You are saying that you have not seen Alien until today. From the past until today, you haven't seen Alien yet. So you are saying that you have not seen it, but you will see it at some point in the future. So when we use yet in questions, it shows that the speaker is expecting something to happen. So you make a question, but when you use yet at the end of that question, it means that you are expecting something to happen. Is he home yet? You're asking, is he home yet? The person says you are asking the question and you are expecting the person to come home later in the future. Is he home yet? Uh, you expect that the person will get home at some point. Has your food arrived yet? Has your food arrived yet? You are expecting that the food will arrive. The food will come at some point. That's why you make that question with yet at the end. So, with already, we use already to say that something was completed before something else happened. It is often used with the present perfect or past perfect in their affirmative form. After have. So when you say, I have already checked my email, I have already checked my email, it means that you checked the email before. I have already checked my email. You checked the email before and you checked the email. When did you check the email? You're not being specific. You're just saying that you checked the email already. So another example, you've already seen that movie. The person saw the movie in the past. You've already seen the movie. You are like clarifying and being more specific that you want to point out that the person saw the movie already. So this is, I'm gonna send this through the group later. This is a list of irregular verbs, their present form, their past form, and their participle form. And I remind you, this is at the end of the book. This is at the end of the book. You can check this at the end of the book. But I will send this image later anyway. So this is the end of the video. I will see you on the next one.